Hey everyone, it's Marianne with Akashic Inspirations, and this is going to be our reading, our Love Tarot reading for Pisces. Wow, can you imagine? We're already in crazy, and this, oh my gosh, you guys, what energies do we have? Well, we start with our eclipse season. So we're going to start with the new moon and the eclipse, total solar eclipse, the sun in Pisces, and it's going to affect, I believe, the area of Indonesia and the Western Pacific. So that's going to either happen March 8th or March 9th, depending on where you're located in the world. So what does this mean for us? All right, so it's going to be dealing with, it's like hitting a reset button, because when those solar energies are interrupted by a super new moon, because it's going to be, as the moon is very close, one of the closer points of the earth, so it's going to actually be a super new moon, and therefore it's double the energy, higher tides, greater fluxes of changes in weather. So what's going to happen for us personally is that we are going to be able to basically hit that button and reset. We're going to go through some profound changes. We're going to be able to do some quantum leaping if we've really been doing our shadow work. It's going to kind of take us through something kind of heavy duty, and then we'll be able to release that, go through the lesson, and then come out so much the better. We're also going to be having this month on March 20th, the spring or the autumn equinox, depending on which hemisphere of the earth you're on. And March 23rd is going to be a lunar eclipse of the full moon in Libra. So that's going to affect our communications and how we speak within our relationships with each other. But going back to Chaith and the solar eclipse, that's going to affect. It's also we're also having the influence of Cryon the Healer. So we touch on some deep wounds for healing, and it's going to be really powerful and very transformative. So I brought out to work with us today, I have a blue Andara stone, since we have our sign of Pisces in our water sign. And this is a sunstone, yellow sunstone Andara, to signify the eclipse of the sun. And I brought out Mar, which connects us with the water energies and the Atlantean energies. And I have this beautiful healing symbol. This is a personal healing symbol that I channeled. It's a Lemurian symbol, and it's called Pi Augmented. And this was done by a friend of mine who is now in Hawaii. So thank you very much, Noelle. And I work with it all the time. I usually have it on personal altar, but I thought I would bring it out since we are going to be dealing with some deep emotional issues for healing during this time. So I brought up generators, and I did want to make two announcements. One, I'm open for private readings, and you can go to akashicinspirations.com if you'd like to have your own personalized reading. And two, we're holding a special package. It's called Past Life Regression, and I'm working with Ron from Simply Intuitive, and with Deborah from Intuitive Deborah, also known as Glammy Witch on YouTube. And you could find it on the website, akashicinspirations.com. And it is, you'll have a 1-hour session with us to help you look into the past lives that's most affecting you in this present moment regarding your relationships or any other aspect of your life. And we will send you meditations. We open a thread on Facebook. We do a bunch of stuff, guys. It's really for the dollars that we're charging for 3 psychic mediums to work with you. And we're also healers. So we delve into the deepest aspects of what is most important for you to be able to heal. And with this solar eclipse, this is the perfect time to get into that and do that work. So with that, we will start our reading for the Love Tarot. I'm very excited about and see what by the way, happy birthday to Pisces. I know we went into your sign on February 19th, and then, let's see which cards want to come out to give you the best guidance for Pisces for the month of March. Ooh, all right. So here we are. Here's the new beginning. Here's the Fool. Here's Percival. So you're starting in a new manner. What I'm getting is that perhaps relationships that you currently already be in will be seen in a new light, or you literally start a new relationship and start it in a manner that is innocent and vulnerable and loving. You see, we have this healing color of the green here, the healing energy, the white of the purity. So it's really going to be more purity from your aspect, from your side of being open to really communicating in a new way and seeking out this new relationship in a manner that you may not have approached it before. And that's, most of us are very guarded when we go into relationships. So this for me means that you're going to go into any new relationships or a current relationship, but see it and act in a manner that is open, hearted, and more vulnerable. And, okay, wow. All right, so let me just put these out since they all came out flying out. All right, so we're going to start with that. Let me just pull the last three, and we see what we get. But I like that we're starting things in a way that's new and seeing things in a different manner. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Let me look at this a moment and kind of get the grasp of the cards. And it's very appropriate that right next to the Fool, we also have the Death or the rebirth. And it is about an inward and outward spiral. If you've ever walked a labyrinth or a maze, and you walk towards the center of it, and then once you get there, it's seeing things from a different perspective. There's fear as you're going in because you're uncertain of the turns, or if there's going to be a dead end, or if you're going to be able to get through to the middle. But then once you're in the middle, then you'll be able to find your way out. So it's bringing that energy of anticipation in, and yet knowing once you get into that middle part of the labyrinth and the maze that you're able to come out having released that fear. And I think that's what's going to be happening now with this solar eclipse on the 8th. We're walking into it with an innocence and a freshness, and being able to be reborn in our relationship with others. And what the Eight of Staffs is bringing us is directness. It's a focus. It's an intent. It's very sharpened and heightened. And some of the other influences that we'll be having with the other planets this month are going to help us with that. It's going to help us really get into the deep core of it for the healing, and then be able to release it as we release the arrow. And we'll be able to really pinpoint old habits, old beliefs, old patterns, and be able to make way for all of this newness that's coming in. And what we're going to be able to get to in our relationships. Here we see the Knight of Vesicus, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And here he's completely opened in his heart center. So what we're going to be doing is working from our heart center, working from that pure place of vulnerability. To me, seems to be the key for this reading, and just being open to when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we also can reap great rewards. So here he is. He's dressed in this red, which is the creativity and the passion coming through, and yet he's sitting on the ground being fully grounded. So it's a beautiful combination of the physicality of the pentacles, which he represents, and the message of bringing in the higher aspect through the heart center. So, and here's the couple, you see, because here now we have the Empress who brings in the beautiful um, aspects of the divine feminine. She's totally connected to spirit. She's nurturing, loving, emotionally generous, just prosperous in all aspects of her life. And so here we have this couple that is balanced completely grounded, and yet very in tune with their higher self, with their spiritual self. And this to me designates a twin flame relationship, because that to me is what twin flames is about, is when each person in the relationship is grounded and very centered, and yet connected to their higher self, so that they are presenting their best selves. And it's interesting how here you see I don't know if you can see this here, the lines on the tour behind her, which is basically a labyrinth. And we have the death card with the labyrinth down here, seeing it from the higher perspective, looking down upon it. And now we're seeing it closer up front. So that which we have at the beginning with the solar eclipse, bringing in that energy of rebirth. Now we're bringing those higher aspects down into a grounded, more physical, manifested manner. Right? And here, the Eight of Pentacles represents, and here we have another 8 card, which is interesting. So we have the Eight of Staffs, which is directness, swiftness, something coming quickly. And here we have the Eight of Pentacles, which says patience. So here we have, is it quick or is it be patient? But to me, this means a mastery. He's reached the level of mastery in his work. I mean, he's got established work, and he's becoming more of an artisan, more of a craftsman. And it's not just about, pumping out the artwork, but to really taking time and taking care to really um, hone the relationship. So here we have this couple that when you take the time to devote yourself to mastery of yourself, and it comes through in a loving relationship. So, definitely be looking for that. And here, this is basically a confirmation of that, which is the Four of Cups, and this is emotions. And here I like that she's standing between the pillars, because it shows that that she's grabbing onto that like a firm foundation. She has a support, right? And all of these beautiful roses here, the pinks and the whites, denote the purity and the friendship and the love that is in that relationship, and that it's fully grounded, the four being a solid base or solid foundation from which you are growing. And again, see, this is the confirmation of that, which is the Two of Swords, which is balance. So as you're fully balanced, and he's all dressed in this green, so it's the green of healing and being heart centered, right? Completely centered in your heart space. And the swords, of course, is the element of air, and the thoughts. So it's being balanced in your thoughts, as well as in communications, as well as in your physical manifestation. And it's really being able to tune into that unity consciousness, that oneness, which is signified by the beautiful universe, cosmos, and the stars here in the background. And then we end with the Five of Pentacles, endurance. Endurance meaning you have the inner strength that it takes to become this master, right? To really put forth the effort so that you can have this beautiful, balanced relationship. It takes patience. It takes practice. I mean, this to me is showing that he's practicing. So practice, patience, and endurance is what a fulfilling, committed relationship is about. So that each person needs to be willing to put forth their effort in order to make this work, in order to keep it evolving, in order to keep it growing, and have that love relationship blossom, and be able to continue in its evolution. So if you are in a relationship, it is about approaching things in a new manner, which allows for the relationship to have like a new sense of energy to it. And if you are single, it shows that you are ready to come into your own relationship, that you're ready to step into it because you're finding your balance within so that you can then become the master of manifesting this relationship. So I hope that resonates with you, this reading for this month. And I look forward to seeing and participating with you on Facebook. I do daily readings on Facebook, Periscope, and I am currently working on going to be putting up videos actually for the eclipses, for the new moon and the solar eclipse, and then the full moon with the lunar eclipse. So look forward to that, and that'll be according to your elemental sign. And again, I'm open for readings, and I will put all the links in the comments below. I always thank you for watching, sharing, liking, and just for your time and listening, and for all of those who have been asking me for readings. And we've been doing some beautiful readings, and just sharing the energies. So I wish you a wonderful birthday month. I send you blessings. Namaste.